Hello, good morning, and welcome. My name is Liz, and this is Shot for Shot, the show where I take a shot for every movie in a beloved franchise and then rank them. Today we will be talking about Zenon, Girl of the 21st Century, and its subsequent sequels. Now, I know what you're thinking. Liz, the Zenon franchise only has 3 movies. I'm well aware of that, dear viewer. I'm like your fun aunt you only see at Thanksgiving. I started drinking liquor at 1 p.m. I'm just having my afternoon snack. Cheers, Mom, for the money. Ignore this. I know it's not exciting, but the best movie of the series is the original. Zenon, Girl of the 21st Century. Let's talk about some very specific issues. Zenon, of course, lives on a space day, where scientists and their families can live and conduct experiments that can only be done in space. Everyone works from 9 to 5. This feels stupid. Time doesn't exist in space. What is she, new in the galaxy? Zenon runs into the commander of the ship constantly. Like, why is he always in the hallway? One of Zenon's friends says that she's never even sneezed. Like, I just feel like you can get sick in space. Like, surely someone could bring something on board and everyone gets the flu. Like what we did to the Native Americans. Time travel must exist because George Lucas went to the future, watched Zenon, and went back and made Star Wars. The access code to stop the ship from failing is in Wingdings. Zenon breaks into a private sector and is literally grounded by her parents, meaning she has to go back to Earth to stay with her Aunt Judy as a punishment. Who is at public school except that bitch Margie? Margie's her bully, and she just has no personality other than that she's rich and mean. Zenon's earthly love interest is a horse boy. A horse boy! Margie thinks that there's something there between her and Gregory, and there's just not. Greg. His name is Greg. Greg literally says, "You're not like other girls." The intergalactically famous pop group Microbe plays their hit song Supernova Girl on the space day. 3 of the band members are playing guitar/bass. If you listen to the song, there's no guitar. There's no guitar, dude. Someone tells Zenon to hang up and hang out. She FaceTimes her boyfriend through the whole concert. This is why it's the best. All of the space day outfits and Zenon's little pigtails. Literally all of the new slang. Cetus Lupitus! Totally lunarious. You're gonna nova. Supernova. Zenon and her schoolmates are just like the class of 2020. They learn through online classes. There's a floating rat named Cleo. I don't need to cite my sources. There just is. Zenon and her best friend Nebula use trash and debris to spice up their outfits. That's sustainable, darlings. Zenon wins a contest to dance with Microbe with this sculpture. Is anyone gonna tell her? The villain of this film is capitalism. The villains of the film are the owners of the space day, and they want to crash the space day in order to collect the insurance money. They create a virus to destroy the space day, and they put it on a little disc. Zenon's best friend Nebula picks up that disc, turns it into an earring, gives it to Zenon, and Zenon wears that earring not knowing there's a virus on it. Zenon, in the great words of Raven on her birthday, says, "I can't swim."
I can't swim.
Every Disney movie in the early 2000s has a scene where a computer virus destroys a computer. Incredible. Zenon gives the dance she won with Microbe to her best friend Nebula. That's a good friend. Women supporting other women. This movie ends with the best song that's ever been written. I often wake up in the middle of the night in a cold sweat with the words in my head. Zoom, 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 make my heart go boom, boom, my supernova girl. It's an incredible movie, so you can understand why a sequel was made. But the sequel was bad. Number 2 is Zenon the Sequel. Otherwise known as Zenon the Sequel. It's a Disney Channel original movie, and they made 2 more after it. Like, they have to be bad. They replaced so many actors. I give them credit because they didn't pull a Halloween Town and replace the main character. But they still replaced Nebula, her best friend, both of her own parents, and they take out her love interest completely. Literally the gall to replace Raven Simone. I wouldn't want to incur that wrath. The hairstyles are worse in this movie. They're nowhere near as fun. Zenon finds out that Proto Zoa has been missing for 2 years. She's his #1 fan in space. Like, she would know. She'd know. The military comes on the space day and takes over. So Margie, Zenon's bully from Earth, comes aboard, and her dad is in charge of whether or not scientists and their families are sent to their Earth and their sector is jettisoned into space. Zenon is punished by being sentenced to alien duty. Alien duty. Zenon has been hearing some alien signals. The aliens apparently said zum. No one believes her because no one ever believes Zenon. Then she gets another signal that says zum, zum, zum.
And she immediately is like, zoom, 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 make my heart go boom, boom, my supernova, zoom.
She automatically assumes that aliens exist and they want to talk to Proto Zoa. Zenon determines that it's her duty to go to Earth, find Proto Zoa, and send him back into space, and then him meet the aliens. Zenon. So Zenon sneaks onto a ship going down to Earth, and so does Margie. Margie, like me, is a little bit of a bitch, but just wants to be included. Zenon and Margie study Proto Zoa's lyrics and find out that he's staying in the middle of the woods at this place called Lindenova. Proto Zoa has been reclusive for the last 2 years because he was just the first rock star to play in space, and he doesn't know what can top that. And the options he comes up with are running for president and being the Pope? Immediately Proto Zoa is like, yeah, let's go meet some aliens. Let's talk about the good parts before we get to the aliens, which is the best part. Zenon's trying to get back at Margie for blackmailing her, so she puts glue on her toenails so her socks stick to her feet. Zenon and Nebula say that they're friends from hatch to dispatch. Zenon and Margie, who are mortal enemies, have a beautiful moment in the woods where Zenon just tells Margie to be herself. Zenon's like, literally, please stop trying so hard. And Margie's like, okay. There's randomly aliens and they're basically just beings of pure light. What's new? They messaged Zenon because they wanted to use the ship's navigational systems. They're like, why would you ask us? You guys are so advanced, you could just take the charts if you wanted. And the aliens say taking without asking is not polite. The movie ends with yet another galactic concert. But this time it's because Judy's getting married to Commander Plank. Proto Zoa has a new song that's nowhere near as good as Supernova Girl, but at least he tried. Margie finally stands up to her dad, which is amazing.
Yes, Daddy. I do.
You mean brain like NYU. Margie's like, I'm staying in space, can we be friends? And Zenon's like, this galaxy is big enough for the two of us. Sergio Leone, take some notes. Sergio Leone. So the second movie is pretty bad, but it's not as bad as the third. He's got a lot to drink before he's ready to save anyone. Okay, the third Zenon movie is obviously the worst. It's really bad, so we can talk about how bad it is. Y'all remember Spy Kids 2? Let's talk about you and me. Let's talk about Zenon 3. Let's talk about all the good things and the bad things, then you'll see. Worm. Okay, the third Zenon movie is so bad, it's amazing. They paid Raven-Symoné $5 million to come back and stand in front of a green screen for 10 minutes. There's a contest on the moon, and the guy who's running the contest is clearly evil because he wants everyone to go to the moon and live there and have squatters' rights, and they were there first so he can, quote-unquote, steal the moon. Her parents are just gone because they were like, replacing her parents was bad, so let's just yeet them out of here. The main guy in the competition has the name Bronley. I guess they really did predict the future. They replaced the actor for Proto Zoa. Like, you look at the original Proto Zoa and you're like, you know, he's hot, he's a good guy, like, I would love to hang out with him. The new Proto Zoa, I'm like, do my taxes, bitch. Margie's mean again in this movie, and I'm like, she grew so much. They erased all of Margie's growth. And for what? Proto Zoa is sad because he didn't get invited to play at the moon. There is a goddess of the moon, and her name is Selena. Selena helps Zenon in her competition so she can win, and then tell everyone to leave the moon forever. Everyone get the hell off of the moon and go back home. I don't want you here. I'm just at Mount Rushmore. You're just on the moon. The villain of this movie is a little weird.
Hey, here he is. Here's my boy, the contestant with winner written all over him.
Funny. Obviously this movie is bad, but here's some good parts. There's a moon activist named Sage.
This is wrong! Not you again.
He also says, my friends and I think it's wrong to exploit the moon. And she literally says, what friends? And he's like, the fact that Judy and her husband, Commander Plink, foster a child. That's so nice.
Daddy, I like that.
The child they adopt is basically a Zenon mini-me. Zenon uses the influence she has over her to make her eat her vegetables. That's nice. The goddess of the moon, Selena, is a British punk. Hold it right there, sister! And Selena says, I want to be alone! The movie ends with Margie hitting on Bronley, and Zenon hitting on Sage, the environmentalist. Everyone is happy because they've been kissed. And it's the great ending to an okay movie. These movies are fantastic for 90s nostalgia. I don't want to talk about Zenon anymore. Pseudos Luperdos. Anyways, thank you so much for watching Shot for Shot. Thank you so much for watching Shot for Shot. If you disagree with my ranking, please let me know in the comments. Let me know which franchise I should rank next. If you liked it, then like it. If you want to subscribe,